welcome back to my channel. Thank you for the support that you always show me. Thank you for the positive words. I really appreciate y'all. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and like my videos, and then comment down below, because if you don't comment, I don't know what you think, I don't know what you want to know. So yes, today we're getting to a very, yes, it's a deep conversation. On today's video, we're going deep into the nitty-gritties, you know what I'm saying? So yes guys, without wasting any time, let's talk about it. Okay, Alexa, set alarm for Alexa, set alarm
for what time?
for
Alarm for what time?
14:35.
Alarm it's set for 2:35 p.m., right?
Yes.
Third alarm set for 2:35 p.m.
So yeah, guys, let's get back to the Q&A series. So I got really deep questions this time, and I want to talk about it. So first question was, have you ever used drugs to work, or how did you survive if you haven't? Okay guys, first question says, have you ever used drugs while working in the industry? If not, why and how? Okay guys, this one is deep. So I never used drugs in my life. I never used drugs in my life, you know. I survived in terms of drugs. Let me just say that, because I was okay, everyone knows Uguti in this line of industry. There's a lot of drugs going on. People are taking drugs so that they can perform better. People take drugs in terms of when they are with their people, you know, the surroundings. Other people, they can't work, they can't focus if they are not high. So yes, with me, I didn't fall for the drugs trap, you know. I never fell for that kind of the substance. I used to drink alcohol, yes, of which I don't smoke, I don't drink anymore. But heavy drugs, no, I have never taken heavy drugs. What you saw there was real me, sober me. Maybe if I was high, no. If I was high, it was because of utwala savannah, you know, because I used to drink savannah. So that's the only substance I could take, alcohol. In terms of drugs, no, I didn't. I never took drugs. I made sure that I dodged those bullets, you know, because when we're shooting, or when I'm hosting parties, people will come with their stuff, you know, of which at first I didn't know how to put boundaries around it. At first I would allow people to come with those stuff, you know, but as time goes on, I decided to tell everyone, if you smoke, please don't come with your substances, because I'm gonna be held accountable if maybe the police would come in the apartment that we're shooting at, and they found people with drugs. So, you know, I used to tell them, good, no drugs are allowed. But at first I used to allow them. I used to, like, you know, have no boundaries, because I didn't know how to have boundaries. But as I grew in the industry, I grew to be very strong, I grew to have strong boundaries. So, but I wouldn't take them. Me personally, I wouldn't take them. I really grew up being scared of drugs, and I'm still scared of drugs till today as an old person. So I never took drugs. I never used to rely on anything to be able to do whatever that I was supposed to do. No. Okay. I think the question is no. Actually, I want to. So having friends who were smoking, yes, I did have friends who were smoking. I used to feel bad for them because I know drugs. I know what it does to people. So, you know, to a point where towards the end of my career, I could feel that I'm gonna get exposed to not exposed. I'm gonna get hooked to drugs because many people that I was surrounded with, they used to smoke, and they used to say, no, it's nothing, it's just for you to be hyper. They used to say that. So but yeah, luckily I have strong boundaries. I know what I stand for and what I don't. So I used to watch them doing that thing, and they used to, at first they used to be scared to do it in front of me. I don't know if I can. I would say, no, I'm not your mother. I'm not your mother. I'm not here to change you or anything. If you smoke, I don't care. Really, I didn't care. Because even in mina, I don't want you to smoke. Well, most of the so there was no point for me to say that, and there was no point for me to judge people. So I would say, well, do you, boo? So yes, towards the end of my career, I was getting really, really exposed to people who are smoking drugs. But I stood my ground. I never smoked, not even cigarettes. Well, I did smoke Habli. I don't know if Habli is considered a drug. But yeah, I used to smoke Habli. I used to watch people getting high in front of me, smoking cocaine, you know. I used to watch people getting high in front of me, smoking Coca-Cola, and other things, and weed, you know. Yeah. And when it comes to weed, before I became Zulubab, I was smoking weed at some point, but I couldn't continue with it because it was messing with my mind. It was messing with my mind, guys. So that was before I became Zulubab. When I was Zulubab, I was very, very strict in terms of what I do and what I don't do, what I take and what I don't take. I used to be 100%. So yeah, that was the question. Other people would tell me stories, guys. Let me just say this. Other people will tell me stories. I went to this guy. We had a session, and this guy wanted me to smoke. He wanted someone who smokes, so I didn't want to lose money. So I went there and I smoked with him, and it was nice. And this is the person whom I considered very noble, because as much as we were adult entertainers, we were noble. We had hearts, we had morals. So yeah, I was shocked because it's someone who looks very innocent in terms of those things, and she would tell me that she can't do anything if she's not high. And I was like, okay, do you, boo? And then she was telling me the other story of her friend Uguti. Her friend got a trick when she gets booked by someone who smokes, who wants them to smoke together. She would take toilet papers and put them up the nostril, and then it would look like they are both smoking. The guy wouldn't notice ukuthi it's not going to the mind. So guys, yeah, it was hard. The industry is hard, guys. It's hard. Because the ladies are looking for money at the end of the day to feed their families. So yeah, I haven't myself taken drugs, no, at all. Yeah, and I'm not a person who gets addicted easy. I can only get addicted to making money. That's the only thing. So yeah, guys, that's the only thing that gets me hooked, is making money. That's the only thing. So yeah, guys, that was the question for now, and then I'm gonna get to the next question now. I actually enjoyed this one. Guys, do ask me questions. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Alexa, stop.
Good morning.
Have you had a pimp? If no, how? Okay, guys, I never had a pimp. I started this thing alone. If you want to know how I started, you can watch my previous videos, my Q&As, especially I think it's part 1. Yeah, that's when you understand how I started. So yes, I never had a pimp ever. People wanted to be my pimps. I don't want to lie. They wanted to be my pimps. I couldn't allow that because I'm too smart, man. I'm a smart woman. I couldn't have someone to control my income and whatever. I couldn't have someone to tell me what to do and what not to do. So yeah, I didn't have a pimp. Next question is, how did you survive human trafficking? Okay, guys, I'd like to say I think it's God. God protected me when it comes to that one, because I was once kind of kidnapped. It was not really kidnapping, but I almost got kidnapped. And I almost got killed. So the day, it was God's grace. I survived because it was God's grace. Otherwise, I should have been dead or kidnapped or trafficked, because those guys, they had power over me. And yeah, a lot happened. I cannot talk more about that because the case is still going on. But yeah, I survived that day. I almost died. But after that, I told myself, okay, from now on, I'm not gonna meet anyone. I'm just gonna shoot my videos and not meet anyone. Actually, that was the reason why I opened my production, because I knew that there are many ladies who were doing hookups at the time and who are vulnerable to be trafficked, killed, and raped. So yeah, I decided to open my production, and I didn't actually advertise anything when it comes to my production. I just said anyone who wants to come to my party, because I was hosting a party. That was my very first party. So I said anyone who wants to come to my party can come. The ladies were free. So that's when I met most of my ladies, which I still love today. Yeah, and then actually I wanted to try and protect as many people as I could, in terms of sharing my experience with them, and then we would become one sort of group and protect each other of some sort. And it did went well until we reached a space of not seeing eye to eye with them, but I still love them. Yeah, and I actually am happy because I did achieve what I wanted to achieve, which is I wanted to protect them in terms of getting exposed to being trafficked, being raped, being, you know. So yeah. But yeah, I never got trafficked. I never got. Yeah, it didn't get that deep. It got deep, but it didn't get that far. So yeah, I'll tell you about it one day once the case is over. I'll tell you everything about it. Yeah. Next question is, how is your life now after work? Okay. How is my life now? My life is great now. I'm in a healing journey. I'm still healing, and I'm loving the space that I'm in. I'm loving the people that are surrounding me and people who are supporting me. I'm just in a very good space. I actually understand now what I should have just had. If I had these kind of people next to me, I was gonna do the different thing, not the Zulu Bab thing. But yeah, everything has its own time, and nothing happens for no reason. Everything happens for the reason under this world, under this under this earth. Yeah, but yeah, guys, life now is quiet, very very quiet. Less circle. I actually cut a lot of people. I cut a lot of friends. Sorry. I had to start over. I had to start afresh. I had to start everything from scratch, you know. So, with that being said, I had to create a new world for myself. Another question is, okay, let's go to another question. I'm sorry about that. Have you ever been exposed to the diseases, and were you not scared when you started? Okay. Before I started, I calculated all my moves. So before I started, I went to get myself prep, you know. I went to get myself prep to prevent the big disease, you know. And yeah, I was taking prep because I knew that you can't trust a plastic with your life. So I had to take the prep. So yeah, okunye-ke ayi bafethu, yeah, it's life. But yeah, I'm glad to say that till today I'm still 100% healthy. I didn't contract any HIV or something like that. You might have thought maybe I go all out when it comes to. No. I used to calculate everything. So yeah, I'm still healthy, and I'm glad I got out there healthy as I am and as I was. So I'm still very healthy, and I'm maintaining that. Yeah. Yeah, guys, it's been 2 years man ngipumile lana, so I'm really healthy. I'm doing well for myself, and yeah. And also, thank you for that question. Yeah. Okay. Last question that I'm gonna take for today. I'm done with my questions. Last question is, was your experience good or bad? To sum it up. Okay, my experience was both. My experience was good when it comes to money. I heard someone say, hey, why do you say this industry is bad? Because other people are buying cars, doing this kind of job and stuff. It was good when it comes to money. And to answer that question of that comment of other people are making money, they buying cars and stuff, it depends what are your responsibilities, you know. I just want to say that I'm not gonna go into details, but it depends. Don't compare me with someone who does not have any responsibilities, you know, or someone who's got all the support at home. Yeah, but me now, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, which is I wanted to do more businesses in this, you know, through this industry. I wanted to achieve in terms of building businesses, stability, longevity situation, you know, long-term goals. That's what I wanted to achieve, and I achieved that. When it comes to cars and whatever, Mina, I didn't tell myself that I want to buy cars and pop champagnes in this industry. I wanted to achieve a long-term goal, which I did achieve, and I'm glad and I'm proud of myself. You are yet to see. Yeah. So my experience was good and bad. It was good when it comes to the fact that Mina, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, and I stopped exactly the time that I gave myself, that I will stop at this time. Whether I've achieved anything or not, I will stop. Yeah. That's a good experience for me. And then when it comes to bad experiences, bad friends, you get to be exposed to a lot of people, and everyone wants to, like most people, you get to be exposed to their environments, and you kind of forget where you come from, especially because in this industry you lose a lot of people that you were with before you started. So you have to survive with other people, new people, you know. So with regards to that, yeah, I had to make new friends and stuff, and it failed dismally. So that was a bad experience for me, very, very bad. I'll make a video about it. Yeah, but nje, that was a bad thing. And another thing is man, it didn't feel good with my conscience. I would pretend that I'm okay, but it wasn't. I was there just to make sure that my kids eat, myself is taken care of, you know. Yeah, but not to say I want you to feel pity for me, no. But it was bad. It was really bad. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't fall to other things because of my conscience. So yeah. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for the questions. I hope you enjoyed the video. So yes guys, stay tuned to more videos. Stay tuned to more Q&A, yeah, that I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying.